If you're struggling to find home gym equipment to train at home, or you simply don't really know what to do with your gear at home, let me show you a suspension trainer. This is one of our go-to items for our mobile personal trainers that come out to clients' homes, because you can do hundreds of exercises with it that you'd normally require great big heavy weights for, which as mobile trainers isn't really an option to lug to every client's home, of course. Now, pretty much everywhere is out of stock of physical weights, but there still are a handful of these left in the country. We do have a few in stock, so if you are interested in one, ask us real quick about getting one, or shop around elsewhere for it. But if you can't, and you still want one, that it really is a glorified set of roof rack straps. So you can pretty much make do with a lot of different things around the house. But what most people really need is the knowledge on how to really use it. So I'm going to give you a real quick run through on the basics of it, but you can also just Google suspension trainer workout and different things like that. TRX is the main brand name out there, which is what this one is, but there's a million variations of them out there. So just Google suspension trainer and you'll come up with some really great workouts for it. Now, if you want something more customized to you, because the workout that works best for you is the one custom made for you, not the one made for the masses, that's where we come in. You can get one of the online personal trainers to actually work with you to really create something custom made around you and what you really need to get results. And of course, keep on to you, just like our trainers always do. But in the meantime, let me give you a bit of a demo of what these things are all about. So, hook it up onto anything. We've got our fancy racks at our studios, of course, but they do normally come with a doorway attachment where you hook it to a door, perfectly safe. Just don't open the door while you're training, of course. So really what they do is they change your leverage a lot of the time. So push-ups, you can do push-ups with no equipment, of course. We all know that. It's a great substitute for bench press. And there's a whole heap of different ways to do push-ups, as most people probably know. But this adds a whole other element into it. So for starters, if you need to make push-ups a little bit easier, it tends to feel a little bit more comfortable than just putting your hands on a wall or a kitchen bench or something like that. And it tends to work a bit more too, because you need a little bit more stability to stop this flying around. So it's a slightly better workout too. Now, if you want to make them harder, of course, step further back, makes them a lot harder. And from there, if you want to work in anything else, such as dumbbell flies, you can do that, except they're, of course, suspension trainer flies. And just like with normal push-ups, we, with our clients, love to add more variety into them. Most clients are wanting more core work or needing more exercise for their back, so it's quite easy to work in changing your stability just a little bit with it, and a million variations within that. Spinning around, you can also work your assisted chins. So if I'm back here, it's as simple as lean back and come into an assisted chin here. Of course, it's making it super easy if you need to do that. If you want to make it harder, move your feet further down, makes it harder. But you can also do a lot more rotational work than you would be able to with, say, a lat pull down machine, for example. So you can simply come down to a one arm assisted chin, up, and you're working up through the core a lot more with that rotation of your midsection, which is, of course, really important to work. Okay, from here, moving into squats. Again, million variations. I'm just trying to show you a few real quick ones. Need to make it easier, just use it for some assistance. Makes it way easier. Want to make it harder, you can move further down. And you can also, of course, take one leg off and go more into a single leg squat or pistol squat. Right. And again, we can take one arm off, repeat the same different thing. You can move into your squats and into your rows at the same time, or assisted chins. Right. And you can also put some extra movement into it. This one's great for the people who need a bit more sort of agility work. From here, you can do a million other things. So chin-ups, you want to make them really hard, spin around, put your feet in the stirrups, and you're going to make them way harder, and then you can come into some tucks at the same time. Lunges, put your feet in the stirrups, have your back leg up, completely changes your stability. From there, again, a million variations depending on what you're after with your goals. So Shop around for one, get one if you can, but more importantly, use it to its full potential. If you need a hand on working on a program for it, chat to our mobile personal trainers and our online trainers about how we can help you get the most out of your suspension trainer.